So I'm up here on top of Coronet Peak in Queenstown, and I'm just making a brief video because I remember one time me and my friends, we hiked up. We were living around in here. It was called Arthur's Point, and we just started hiking up the mountain. No, this way, and it was this plan called the Devil's Journey, where we would bring this. We brought this little bottle of Devil's Cup bourbon, and around about over this mountain somewhere, there's this place called the Devil's Staircase. There's always a Devil's Staircase everywhere. Everywhere you go, there'll be a Devil's Staircase somewhere, right? And the plan was to take our bottle of bourbon up these mountains and down across to the Devil's Staircase, where we were gonna drink that bourbon. And then we were gonna come back from that journey and then head on our way into Queenstown, which is over there, right, across that mountain there. And we were gonna have a burger from Devil's Burger, and so we called it the Devil's Journey. We were like 20-year-olds, keen to explore the mountains and that. And so we did the mission. It was harder than we expected. We just literally went up from our accommodation where we live, which was over here called Shotover Lodge. We just started hiking up this mountain. Took hours. We went up here and then we crossed over this mountain. And then we got ourselves into a little bit of a sticky situation around Devil's Staircase. It was a lot more challenging to navigate than we kind of anticipated. We had to do some serious kind of rock climbing, rock scrambling, and we misjudged the time, and by the time we kind of got a little bit stuck around there, it was getting dark, and we got in a bit of trouble, but we managed to navigate our way down. And we managed to, we got out okay. But a few years later, I found myself over those remarkable mountains, proper stuck in a survival situation. I won't go into that story here, but you see, the thing is, when you live in a place like this, Queenstown, the mountains are so accessible. You can just kind of walk up a mountain, and it's like your backyard. Like, that's exactly what it was when we were living over here in Arthur's Point, and we did that mission up, just up the mountain. We had this idea in the morning. We're like, my friend found the Devil's Staircase up here somewhere, and he's like, you guys keen for this mission up the mountains? Like, let's bring some bourbon with us. And it's all a bit of fun and a good time. And, when you're young and naive and foolish like that, you kind of think the mountains are like your backyard, and they are here in Queenstown. It's proper your backyard, and so we did that journey, and there were several other missions we did in the mountains, kind of like foolish missions where you just like go up the mountains like it's your backyard. And at one of those trips, I got in serious trouble. I had to be helicoptered off the remarkable mountains over there. It was the snow. We got in like a proper survival predicament. We could have perished up there. If not perished, we would have come off with some serious like frostbite and things like this. So it was a serious survival situation. I won't go into that story here. I'll tell it in another video. But basically the point of this video is to respect the mountains, like properly. You have to respect the mountains. That survival situation over in the Remarkables was a very, very humbling experience when I fully came face to face with the truth of the mountains, which is that the mountains is a seriously serious place. You don't want to mess with the mountains. Never mess with the mountains, and don't think you can. Don't be so foolish and naive to think that you can just go off willy-nilly into the mountains and be okay. Like, if you're going into the mountains, you got to tell someone you're doing it. You got to come prepared, have the right gear, and don't do anything stupid up in the mountains. You got to treat the mountains with respect, and they'll treat you with respect. That's what I learned. And it's funny because when standing up here now, looking down at this journey that I did once upon a time, this Devil's Journey, I was a young fool, and that foolishness and naivety got me in a serious survival situation. But I've learned from it now. You know, you learn from your mistakes and you learn from these things that happen. And then when you learn from such a mistake, you tell people about it. So maybe you're watching this, maybe this video hopefully saves you from a serious survival situation in the mountains, and you come to respect the mountains, treat them with a great deal of respect, you know. Otherwise they will absolutely obliterate you if you're not careful. Okay, that's it for this one. Good luck. See ya.